here, lifting due northward. There's your time of arrival. Again, they need to know about this because this is so dangerous at night, and it just loosely speaking, it could easily be up there EF2 plus type tornado based on how high that debris is being lofted. You can see it being lofted all the way from Tulsa and the Tulsa radar, and that's a really strong tornado vortex signature right there. So this is going to be kind of rural sections over here of Hughes County. There's the debris ball continuing. Basically due north. It really plumed up there on the western sides of Holdenville. So you can make an automatic assumption that there is some type of tornado damage in through here, because that's what we're seeing.
There's Inola right there. Look at that. So
yeah,
there's
so
Twin Lakes,
there's Twin Lakes.
Inola. This is Inola.
And there's Inola, wow. And it's a core. Yeah, so it's a core of debris. So from Inola, there's a core up there like 8,000 feet. Of debris. So you're talking about, with a core like that, you're talking about EF2 and stronger. I think that's a really fair assumption. And you're talking up there in the 130 to 140 to 150 mile per hour range on these tornadoes up there. You start getting up into the higher EF2 range. So there's Wewoka. So let's go ahead and push all the way in. And it's a real core of debris. I mean, it really is pulling up a lot of debris, and it's pulling it up really high, and it's a solid core of debris. So there's Wewoka, all the city streets in Wewoka here. You're only talking a few miles to the east of Wewoka and a little ways west of Yeager. It's pulling up a core, and Aaron's got the ruler out right there. It's 2.5 to 3 miles to the east of Wewoka, and it's pulling up a core of heavy debris. And based on how high up that is and the fact it's a core up at that level, it's a fair assumption it's an EF2 tornado or stronger. Lifting due northward. This is the real deal. So anybody here along the highway here northbound, everybody along this highway northbound here, that's going to be exceptionally dangerous. Anybody on the highway here northbound out of Holdenville, incredibly dangerous all the way up here to Highway 9. All the way up along the highway to Highway 9. Incredibly dangerous. Everybody here has to be in their safe spot that can withstand EF2 tornadoes or higher. Based on that debris ball right there, life-threatening tornado. So everybody here on this highway has to be in their safe spot. Mobile homes will get disintegrated with this because how high that's being lofted. It's fair to say EF2 tornado or stronger based on the debris loft. So very dangerous all the way up to Highway 9. Again, there is Wetumpka here. There's Wewoka here. There's Holdenville right there, lifting basically due northward. So this is northwestern Hughes County. It's a core of heavy debris. It's a very strong signature, a very strong punch of debris that it sees. And even from the radar east of Tulsa, which is up there at that 8,000 foot level, it's a strong core of debris. So it's really lofting and pulling it up inside that vortex really strongly. So everybody along the highway here, all the way up to Highway 9, they have to know about this. Very dangerous. Pretty much right there along and just to the east of the Seminole-Hughes County line and along the highway there, lifting to the north up to Highway 9. Very dangerous, very dangerous. So do take it to heart, because this is a real deal here with a lot of lofting debris. So pass that along to anybody you know. Call them, text them, do whatever. Pass it along to anybody you know there. South of Cromwell, so it's lifting on up north toward Cromwell. There's Okemah right there. So here's Fusky County here. And that's probably the strongest tornado ongoing in the state right now based on all that debris loft. So fair to say EF2 or stronger tornado here based on the debris loft just east of Wewoka, heading up toward and just east of Cromwell, very close to Cromwell, and then up toward Okemah, Fusky County. Take note, there's Interstate 40 right there, east-west. So nobody needs to be on I-40 in through here as that lifts to the north. Ongoing, damaging tornado, life-threatening tornado, lifting to the north. Cromwell area, 11:06. It's 10:52 right now. So that's going to be 14 minutes from now. And then Okemah at 11:13. That's going to be 22 minutes from right now. Okemah, 22 minutes from right now. And then the Castle Boley area around 24 minutes from right now up in Fusky County. Life-threatening, likely a strong tornado, could be a violent tornado in terms of EF scale. A lot of debris loft very high in the sky, very strong core debris, confirmed, no doubt about it. It is the real deal. Folks have got to take their precautions to save their lives or injury. It's exactly what's going on right now in northwestern Hughes County, west of Wetumpka and northeast of Wewoka, just barely, and just to the south of Cromwell. Powerful signature here. Very hot reds, very hot greens together, basically lifting due north right on the highway. And you see the core of debris lifting up along the highway. Here's Highway 9 running east-west. So it's approaching Highway 9. And the folks, of course, live along these highways, right? So they've got to be in their safe spot. Make sure they know. Real deal here. Night lifting to the north. Powerful, pretty good sized tornado. Is that Inola again?
That's Inola now.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, so again, we're now up at 8,000 feet or so, and there's just a big time core of debris right there from Inola, which is east of Tulsa, shooting back down to the southwest. And that beams up pretty high from all the way in Inola. Inola's over there to the southeast of Claremore. It's quite a ways over there, and that's a big debris signature. So EF2 or stronger is in the books based on this. This is a really heavy loft, big heavy loft, right on the highway. So Aaron, let's take a look what's going on here by Yeager. So it's interesting here, isn't it? So it looks like you may have what we call centrifuging debris. So let's go back to the CCs again. And there's like a debris signature kind of fanning out here, like along the gust front of the tornado. That could be debris fluttering back down to earth. We call this centrifuging debris. And when we show you tornadoes during the day, and we can see them like from the chopper, for example, you can see things like this happening. May 20th and more would be a case where we saw centrifuging debris, and May 3rd and things like that. It looks like there's centrifuging debris, and notice there's a donut hole or an eye. So fair to say EF2 could be stronger really easily. Don't want to overestimate what it is, but EF2 or higher with a real potential of EF3 and more. A lot of centrifuging debris coming back down, fluttering back down to earth on the front flank of the circulation, which is not what you want to see. All this coming back down right here, big core debris in the tornado itself. That's the tornado right there on the highway, now approaching Highway 9. So this is going to be due north of Holdenville, life-threatening situation right here. You hate to see this at night, especially. Let's hope everybody gets the message and they know that it's coming, because this is Highway 9 on the highway here, lifting almost due north, lots of debris way up high and centrifuging back down, indicating a big debris swath with it. We're seeing all this on radar, and that's exactly what's happening. There's just no doubt about it. Centrifuging debris, this is all fluttering back down to earth here on the front flank of the tornado, all the way back down to southwest of Yeager. That's all coming back down to earth right there. That's the tornado right there. So lifting due northward. So let's go on up into Fusky County here. So heads up for Cromwell, probably goes east of Cromwell. Okemah, heads up for you. Heads up for Okemah, pretty much red line, center line for Okemah. Ongoing damaging, life-threatening tornado, northwestern Hughes County, lifting up toward Okemah. So now Highway 9 at the highway, lifting up toward Okemah, life-threatening situation. Nobody should be on I-40 out here either side of Okemah. It's going to be crossing, if it doesn't lift, crossing I-40 in Fusky County in about 19 to 20 minutes from right now. It's 10:56, so 11:15 or so. If it doesn't lift, it's going to be crossing Interstate 40 around Okemah. Aaron doing a nice job here helping to paint this picture. So there's your time of arrival. Cromwell, Okemah there at 11:16, so just under 20 minutes. And then Castle and Boley and IXL there north of Okemah at 11:24. Ongoing, life-threatening, powerful, big debris lofting tornado here. This is the strongest one in the state right now. Serious situation for you folks over here coming out of Hughes County, heading into Fusky County with lofting debris. Let's go ahead and take a quick look elsewhere, Aaron. So again, stay with that. It's not going to go away immediately. It's now at Highway 9. It's right there at Highway 9. Look at the big hook the big hook there, right there. Great big hook on it with a debris ball. That's a debris ball signature right there. Had an eye on it earlier, and that's a big open wave hook there. That's a powerful, powerful tornado. EF2 plus, and EF2 is likely conservative, heading due northward toward Okima. So Okima heads up. Everybody east of Cromwell heads up. Very close to Cromwell, heads up. Real deal, life-threatening, no doubt about it. It's happening right now. Let's go back over to these other systems that we have back down to the southwest, and ongoing tornadoes here in the Murray County area and coming out of Carter County as well. There's a circulation center east of Springer coming out of northeastern Carter County. That's pretty strong there. Just came over Gene Autry. Here. So there are a lot of tornadoes. Tornado outbreak is in progress right now in our state. So big area of rotation there, just northeast of Gene Autry, lifting to the north-northeast. So damaging tornado confirmed, and somewhat of an indication there of a debris ball as well. Very close to Gene Autry, down here in sections of Carter County, heading into eastern Murray County. And let's go ahead and take a look here. Some areas of some weaker rotation there just east of Davis. It doesn't appear to be too threatening at this moment in time. Looks like an area here of rotation near Pickett, and this is going to be just to the west of Ada. That's the ongoing damaging tornado there that had the debris loft back down near south of Vanoss and Hart, and the circulation now between Vanoss and Pickett. So Pickett is to the west of Ada, lifting to the north-northeast, and rotation there just past between Drumright and Cushing. So that's a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado warning attached to it. So now Oilton is where that is. And let's see if we had any intermittent debris signatures, Aaron, with that. And nothing really conclusive right there. Maybe some hint, but nothing really conclusive on debris there. But the mesocyclone there, very close to Oilton, and it just tracked between Drumright and Cushing, lifting up toward Jennings and Tarleton, and on up toward Hallett, the Motor Speedway up at Hallett. This is up in Pawnee County. That's where that one's tracking. Ongoing tornado warning there. It looks to be near or on the west side of Oilton. Jennings, Hallett is where that is tracking right now. And a lot of damaging wind in here as well, all along that green area there, Payne County, over into Northern Creek County, heading into Pawnee County. Quite a bit of damaging winds in through there. Really high velocity winds coming through the Bristow area right now. Bristow, a lot of high velocity winds. So here's this ongoing situation in northern Hughes County. Let's go over to the CCs here and take a look. And still velocity signature showing a CC signature as well. And Aaron, it looks like it's weakened just a little bit in the past couple of minutes. Let's hope so.
Yeah, it looks like it's weakened just a little bit here. And we're looking at the Twin Lakes radar. Again, we're going to go over to Tulsa, which is Inola, which is south and east or east of the Tulsa area. So it's shooting from pretty far away. And, we're still seeing maybe something here, but that could be falling debris either on either one of these radars, actually. And earlier, as Mike was saying, that we were actually seeing debris on the backside, which could be falling from up high. After it got lofted, it gets sucked up into the air, things like trees and branches and leaves and anything that could get sucked up, and then it kind of falls out of the cloud. So I can kind of back this up here. So we'll go back to about, this is going to be a 30-minute loop, all right? So we're going to start out near Holdenville. So there it is. This is 10:30. It's now just 11 o'clock. So you can see it moving up through Spalding, 10:35, 10:40, right just west of Holdenville, the debris right there, and then coming up just between Wewoka and Yeager. That's exactly where the debris is, and then possibly continuing to fall out of the sky, as we've seen right there. So that is the last 30 minutes ongoing for, it looks like over 30 minutes continuous, and now it continues moving almost due north again.
So Aaron, let's go ahead and zoom on into Holdenville, and we're just talking to Mark Dillard here while you're passing that information along. The Davis Correctional Center. So Mark Dillard, I'd say right there, tell me if that looks right to you. So 1-2 miles west of Holdenville, right there. These streets that you see right here, that's exactly where it went. That's the Davis Correctional Center, and Aaron's taking it frame by frame by frame. See there? And then we'll look at the CC here, the debris signature, and take a look here. It was on the ground all the way on the west side of Holdenville. So here it is coming up from the south. It's all debris. It's all debris. And the whites and the blue are really heavy debris. So the Davis Correctional Center there on the west side of Holdenville, we would be really surprised if it did not take some type of damage of some kind. A debris ball with the tornado vortex signature with lofting debris went basically right over it on the western side of Holdenville. And I'm sure the folks in Holdenville are well aware of what's going on out here on the west side of town, and we'll try to get information from that area as soon as we can. But that appears to be where that tracked right there. You're looking at the actual tornado vortex itself. All those mixed colors you see inside of that is the tornado itself with the debris ball over the Davis Correctional Center about 2 miles west of Holdenville. So Aaron, let's take a look. It looks like the debris ball has weakened some up there coming out of Hughes County now, crossed over 9, and now it's weakened some, about to come into Fusky County right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely weakened and broadening out. You can still see a little bit of something that might be just off to the west of Yeager, and then Highway 9. That could be still some debris that's kind of falling back down from the cloud base. But right now we'll go ahead and switch over and take a look at well, let's go to reflectivity first. We'll do reflectivity and then take a look at, you can just really see that big notch right there. That's now just off to the west, or the south and east of Cromwell. So there it is near Bearden, moving basically right up Highway 48 and about to cross I-40. Let's see how many miles until we get to I-40. So we can kind of measure this here. 6 miles to I-40. That's going to be near Okemah and I-40. It's going to cross here, and with a movement about 35, 40 miles per hour. That's not going to take too long, just a couple minutes time. So we'll go ahead and switch back over to our velocity, and it's still, very much there. You can see the big spin up just off to the east of Butner and a couple miles south and east of Cromwell. So we can kind of measure that there. It's only 4 miles, 3 to 4 miles. Let's go 3 miles off to the southeast of Cromwell. So that's going to be very, very close. And it's moving about due north. So, Cromwell, hopefully it goes and stays. It's likely going to stay to your east, but a lot of these tornadic winds and inflow and all these things can stretch outside of this. So just be very careful. Take your tornado precautions. Bearden, it's basically moving right toward you. This is your time. This is your call to warning. It's time. It's past time right now. You got to get to your safe area, storm shelter if you have one below ground, interior room, away from windows, and then Okemah. Let's measure here how far from Okemah. So I'm going to go at the leading edge of the circulation. It's only, well, this says 8. We're going to go 7. It's only 7 miles away from Okemah right now, and it's going to be very close. Very, very close. It's moving due north, possibly a little bit of an eastward movement. They can waver back and forth a little bit. That can and that does happen. So Okemah, you're right in the middle of that tornado warning. And you might be looking at this and saying, well, why are some of the warnings, the tornado warnings, why are some of them red and why are some of them that pink color? And there's a good reason for that. The pink color can mean one of two things. It can mean tornado observed or it can mean tornado emergency. And tornado observed, this is 100%, as Mike was talking about, we're seeing debris being lofted up into the air. It's not hail, it's not rain, it's debris from the ground that's been lofted up in the air. And our newsroom is checking for damage in and around the areas such as Holdenville and Yeager. It appeared to pass right over toward the west sides of Holdenville, toward the correctional center right there. We saw the debris pattern as it did so. So this is really a volatile situation. We're going to come right back to this, but I want to just kind of show you, for those folks in Oklahoma City, there's been a little bit of thunder and lightning. This is all just general rain right now. So this is general rain. Piedmont, Oklahoma City, downtown Moore, Norman. We had tornado warnings in Moore, Norman. Those have long since expired. Even toward Pauls Valley, general rain. Over toward Velma and Walters, general rain. Look at the tornado warnings here. All the way from Marietta, up I-35, Ardmore, Springer, Sulphur, Mill Creek. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up near Cushing and Yale, 7 different tornado warnings ongoing right now across eastern and southern parts of the state. I'll go ahead and take a look at velocity right now for some of these, and it still appears that we've got some circulations. This one is south of Sulphur, moving basically right towards Sulphur. That's a big deal right there. And of course, we continue to watch near Ada and more so toward Bing. And then this big tornado that had a very large debris signature for a long time that's moving off to the south and east of Cromwell, approaching Okemah. We'll put a storm track on that. I'm going to go toward the leading edge of this thing. So basically right toward Okemah. Time of arrival is 11:16. It is 11:07 right now, so under 10 minutes. About 6 or 7 minutes right now. IXL 11:24 and Okfuskee at 11:33. This is going to cross I-40 in just a matter of minutes. It's only going to be a couple minutes, and this is going to cross right over I-40. This is a threatening tornado, one that has lofted debris, likely 8, 9, 10,000 feet in the air from what we're seeing here from multiple radar sites. We'll go ahead and take a look at that correlation coefficient or the debris detector, and yeah, I mean, it appears that there might still be something there, either falling debris from earlier or lofted debris right now, a mile or so south and east of Bearden, right there.
Boy, this is a really serious deal for Okemah right now, too. Really serious. So looking at it, it's a core there, probably the tornado vortex with debris inside of it. So really dangerous here for Okemah. Let's go ahead and push on in here. The supercell really shows no real sign of weakening. And notice the debris signature there getting stronger again. So it's pretty much red line, center line for Okemah. So really dangerous situation for Okemah. And let's go ahead and push on into Okemah here and take a close look. So I-40, everybody around I-40, around Okemah should not be on the highway. There's a increasing chance that a tornado is going to cross I-40. And there's an increasing chance there's going to be a tornado in the immediate Okemah area. So there's all the city streets in Okemah, of course, on the north side of 40 right there. And then the lofted debris signature is back down, almost due south of Okemah, lifting just about due northward. And it's red line, center line for Okemah. This needs to lift, and it needs to lift fast. So still likely a damaging tornado ongoing here, just about 7 minutes, 6 minutes south of I-40, lifting northward. So 6 to 7 minutes from now, if it doesn't lift, it's going to be crossing I-40. And here's Okemah right here. Core of debris right there. Aaron, let's go over to Inola and look at Inola again and see what you see from the radar east of Tulsa, which is going to be a little higher up in the atmosphere. And we'll see if we still see that debris signature here being lofted. We do. So again, so you see it, a core there from Inola as well. So it's still a strong tornado, more than likely, lofting debris there, lifting up toward Okemah. So likely a strong tornado now just about 5 to 6 minutes south of I-40. And you folks in Okemah, everyone in Okemah should be in their safe spot or going there right now. And keep in mind, mobile homes will not be safe with tornadoes of this strength. So you have to know that. We've already verified here with the debris being lofted so high in the sky that it has been a powerful tornado. And that is the correctional center, by the way, is Allen Gamble Correctional Center on the west side of Holdenville. Allen Gamble. They changed the name on that a few years ago. So Allen Gamble on the west side of Holdenville. And we're checking in with Holdenville officials right now to check on damage there. But there's been so much debris lofted on up. And again, it's now literally 4 minutes or so from crossing I-40. So it's basically just about 5 to 6 miles outside of Okemah, and it's red line, center line. In other words, it's on the ground right now with lofted debris, and that's a confirmation of that. Let's go back over to Twin Lakes here and take a look. So there's your tornado right there, east side of Bearden. So it may be favoring potentially the west side of Okemah, but again, they can wobble, and they can kind of wobble back and forth as they move along. It may be favoring, the western side of Okemah in terms of the track, the most likely track. And there's I-40, here's Okemah right here, and here comes the front side of the TVS, or tornado vortex signature, just about 2 miles or so south of 40. So it's now about 3 miles or 3 minutes away. So by 11:14, 11:15, or right at that time, 11:14, it may cross I-40, and the probability may be on the west side of Okemah, but again, it can wobble some. It's a debris lofting, strong tornado. So this is a life-threatening situation. There's the tornado with the debris loft. Still pretty much red line, center line for Okemah. You see the motion there. So everybody in Okemah, all of Okemah, tornado safe spot. and it may actually be heading right, red line, center line, right into Okemah the way it looks. And it's now literally just about 1.5 miles south of 40. A lot of debris there in the sky. Let's go over to the reflectivity here, Aaron, and look at the hook. Big open, what we call an open wave here, hook, supercell, fresh inflow coming in. A little donut hole right there in the middle of that debris ball. So this is likely a big tornado. It is on the ground. That's all confirmed. So don't take it lightly. Life-threatening situation for Okemah. Stay away from windows, as many walls between you and the outside of your home as possible. Storm cellar or basement, if you have it, by far the best. Interior closet or bathroom, good. Just not a good situation here at all for Okemah. Everybody call them, text them if you have friends or relatives or loved ones in Okemah, anybody you know. Make sure they know it's literally minutes away. Shows no signs of lifting, and it's lofting debris up really high into the sky. So it's a damaging tornado. There's the debris ball. Pretty much red line, center line for Okemah. So really dangerous situation for Okemah. Over in Fusky County, I-40 here. Nobody should be on I-40. I'm sure the OHP is well aware of this. And there's the debris signature there now, literally about 1.5 miles south of 40. Minute or two away from crossing 40. And it's pretty much red line, center line, right for Okemah. It's wobbling a little bit back and forth, but now it's wobbled more toward a red line, center line, right for Okemah. And it's been on the ground for a long time, all the way back down southwest of Holdenville. It's been on the ground the whole time, lofting debris the whole time, 10,000 feet and higher into the sky, punching a big debris column up into the sky with debris fluttering back down. And you see what you'd never want to see, and that is a tornado here, potentially heading right into any town. Here's Okemah right here, red line, center line. You see the debris ball coming out of the Holdenville, Yeager area a while ago. There it is right there, lifting right up into Okemah. So the time is now literally a minute or two away. You've got to be in your safe spot. Protect yourself from flying debris and high winds in Okemah coming in right now. Tornado warning, Okemah area. Lifting up across I-40 right now. The center of that circulation there appears to be potentially, again, on the kind of southwest side. Aaron, let's go to the debris signature here again and look at it. The center appears to be, so basically just right up toward Okemah. The tornado there right on the east side of the tornado vortex signature. So the debris probably being blown a little bit off by the jet stream wind. So this is all heavy debris. And again, we can't emphasize any more than we are how serious this is for Okemah. Every indication are that it's going to be coming into town right now. Some debris signature now basically on the south side of 40. There's the tornado vortex moving in. And it looks to be a big, powerful tornado. It has been a big, powerful tornado. A lot of debris up really, really high. And what radar is that, Aaron?
This is Inola right here. You can see it's a little bit off. This is Twin Lakes, which is going to be a little closer. And yeah, I see what you're saying with the correlation coefficient. So there's velocity. I can try to draw a little circle here so we can see. So here's the velocity center, and then we can switch it to correlation coefficient. It might be a little farther to the east. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, so it's either being maybe blown a little bit to the east by the jet stream. There's a strong jet stream over us. So, basically we're just kind of splitting hairs here, but it looks like right into the middle of Okemah, might favor slightly on the west side of town. But it's very, very close either way. Everybody in Okemah on I-40 right now, on I-40. And what we don't want to see is this debris signature to get any more prominent. That would indicate heavier debris coming up into the sky. We don't want to see that. So we're looking for the updates here. But that green color, that's a moderate strength debris signature. Earlier it was white and a little bit of blue in there, which is really heavy debris signature. So Okemah, the time is now. There's a tornado now coming in to town, just now crossing Interstate 40, either due south of Okemah or just on the southwest side of Okemah. And it's moving almost due northward. There's your velocity, peaking basically right there on the southwest side of town is where it is, lifting almost due northward.
It looks to be a pretty wide tornado. Tough to say how wide, but that's a big tornado vortex signature there. The whole thing, and there it is right there. There's the brand new update, and this signature is now in Okemah. You see all those colors in through there showing all the high velocities. So let's go over to the debris signature and see what it looks like. And we'll look for an update here just coming up momentarily. But everybody should already be in their safe spot, the safest place they know. Everybody in town, and mobile homes will not be safe. And this is really literally in Okemah right now. This is ever so slightly behind the TVS. The TVS here is now on the south and southwest side of Okemah. And it looks very much like there is a tornado that has just crossed Interstate 40. And it's in the Okemah area right now. We can only hope that it lifts. There's debris now being lofted that's over Okemah. So there's debris physically aloft over Okemah right now. You see it, and there is the green. And if heavier debris gets lofted, that green color is going to go to white and blue. And that is a tornado vortex signature. It might be right there on the west side of Okemah. Tough to say exactly on a ground truth, but it's right in Okemah and now appears to be potentially lifting on the northern side of Okemah. So we're watching this minute by minute. It's moving at about 45 miles an hour, so it's moving almost a mile a minute. And you see the mile markers here. So it's moving about this far every minute. There's your mile markers there. So it's moving every minute. It's going about like that. And the debris is lofted over Okemah. And we don't want to see that get more prominent because that is obviously a tornado signature right there with lofted debris. So it's a confirmation of a tornado. It's actually occurring. And we can hope and pray for these folks that they're okay and they took their precautions. This is Okemah, Oklahoma here. It's 11:19 at night. This has been a long track tornado. Came out of the southwest side of Holdenville, track 2 west of Holdenville at the Correctional Center, and has been lifting north along the highway, crossed Highway 9, and now it looks like it's on the northern side of Okemah, and it literally just looks like it may have tracked through Okemah. We have debris lofted over the town right now and lifting through central Okfuskee County up toward IXL and Highway 48. So Highway 48 northbound is where it's going, Highway 48 northbound. So this could be a bit of good news here. We don't have the core of debris. It's more of a broader signature in through here instead of a big core of debris. So that could be a bit of good news right there. Let's hope so. Everybody in Okemah, hope that you're safe and that you took your precautions. Maybe it lifted. We can hope and pray that it did. The debris signature right now is not getting stronger. It's actually staying the same or getting weaker. And that's the minute by minute ongoing as it goes northbound now. It's north of Okemah now. North on 48 is where it's going now. Up through northern Okfuskee County, a little bit of higher debris. North of Okemah right there. Don't have the blues and the whites that we had earlier with a real strong core. Aaron, you might go over to Inola and see what Inola is showing, the other radar. This is the one here in Oklahoma City, and that is Inola, and Inola is not showing the debris. Go ahead and pan on down here and just kind of take a look. So, yeah, we'll go back to reflectivity from maybe Oklahoma City here. Let's take a look.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, tough to say exactly what.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Could be debris coming back down, possibly from Inola coming fluttering back down from that tornado. Tough to say what that is right there. But Inola doesn't see quite the strongest signature on the debris ball as it did earlier. So there may be an indication that it weakened as it came into Okemah. Don't know that for sure. We're doing all of this based off of radar. But that's what we see here. So there may have been a weakening trend as it literally came into town. There is definitely some debris up here north of town. That is a debris signature there. It's not as more of a punch as it was earlier. So this is more diffuse debris, more scattered debris around, not so much of a punch. But up here in northern Fusky County, debris continues northbound on 48, heading up toward IXL is where this is going. And then there's IXL and there's Morse, and then from there, just on the east side of 48, east side of 48 there, up to the southeast of Bristow and to the southwest of Slick is where this is heading now, up into eastern Creek County and western Okmulgee County. And that circulation center may have weakened a bit. There are indications, looking at everything, that it may have weakened as it came through that area. Tough to say, we don't know. We can certainly hope and pray that is the case. It looks like it may have weakened some as it came into town based on the debris signature and the velocity signature. It's not quite as pronounced as it was earlier. So that may be a bit of good news right there. Okay, so it's northbound. It's out of Okemah now. Aaron, let's take a look at the other areas that we have to be concerned about. So that's Fusky County there. And here's Pontotoc County, so down here by Rolfe and Ada. So let's go ahead. This is Oklahoma City here, right?
Oklahoma City, yeah.
Yep. So let's look at the correlation coefficient here, the debris signature here, and see what's going on, if anything, around Fitzhugh. So nothing there as far as debris. That's good news. Let's go back to the reflectivity and see what the rain and hail looks like. And around Fitzhugh, that's going to be Pontotoc County. A lot of rain in here, a lot of heavy rain, a lot of hail, circulation embedded inside of all that rain. Let's go back down over Sulphur and take a look. This all came out of the Sulphur area. Recall there was a tornado there on the west side of Sulphur a short while ago. That now has been lifting on up into Pontotoc County right here and up through the Rolfe area. So an ongoing tornado warning here. And also notice here a tornado warning southwest of Ada. So rotation there is not incredibly strong. Just for the heck of it here, let's go to Inola and see if we can see what we can see from Inola. Probably can't quite reach out that far. Nothing really too definite there, but there is a tornado warning for Ada. It's not confirmed ground truth, but there is a tornado warning now for Ada in Pontotoc County. That rotation came out basically of the Rolfe area, and it's still showing something back down here north of Fitzhugh and southwest of Ada, but nothing extremely pronounced right there. However, there's little circulation centers in there, but all the same, Ada, take your tornado precautions there. And back down here around Hickory, coming out of Murray County here into southern Pontotoc County. Ongoing tornado warnings here, and this is going to be right around Hickory here. Pretty strong signature there on the northeast side of Hickory. Let's look at the signature on the debris and see what we have going on there. Nothing really pronounced, some indications slight maybe out of Hickory of some potential, but nothing really definitive there on the debris, but an ongoing tornado warning near Hickory. And then on back down, let's go on down into Carter County and look farther down here. This activity came out of Gene Autry. Might go over to Frederick on this one. And Gene Autry here and all the way back down coming out of Marietta. So that's likely a tornado there. This is Love County, all the way down here in Love County, west of Medill. So west of Medill, likely a tornado there. So west of Medill and north of Marietta, right there. So east of Overbrook, and down here in the far southeastern section of Carter County, a little ways east of Lake Murray, and showing a debris signature there. So that's an ongoing tornado there. These debris signatures are being lofted really high in the sky tonight. So a lot of these tornadoes have got some real strength to them. I think you can definitely take out EF0s on a lot of these and mostly take out EF1s on a lot of these. And you're looking at EF2s and higher in some of these cases. That's pretty high in the sky right there. Debris being lofted way up. So you're looking at these, I think at a minimum, a high end 1 and really going up to a 2 because
That's 11,700 feet right there.
yeah, 11,000 foot with a pretty big core of blue. So that's going to be a strong tornado right there. I think you can definitely, using a loose relationship between the debris loft and the strength of that debris loft and how high it is, loose relationship, EF2 or so on this one, give or take EF2, could be higher, don't know. But that's what we're looking at as far as the debris loft is concerned. That's out of Love County into southeastern Carter County is where that is. So this is going to be far south central Oklahoma. So Aaron, let's go ahead and back on out. The severe weather has cleared the Oklahoma City metro. So the Oklahoma City metro, the severe weather is totally cleared on out. A lot of flooding going on, heavy rain, a lot of flooding. Carter, Murray County, down through Stevens County, Jefferson County, a lot of flooding there, a lot of flooding from Murray into Pontotoc County. Some rainfall totals here, 4 or 5. Locally 6 inches of rain, lots of heavy flooding in through here, lots of water on the road, I-35 there, lots of water all around the Arbuckles, and a lot of moderate rain, but that's it. The metro totally clear on severe weather altogether. And we're still looking at this situation here coming out northbound out of Okemah now, just to the east of Highway 48. So east of 48, north of Okemah, and that's an ongoing tornado warning right there. And that's in Fusky County, heading up into western Okmulgee County and southeastern Creek County. Still indications of a tornado there. We can hope that it lifted or weakened when it came through Okemah based on the debris. Let's go to the CCs here and see what that looks like. Yeah, so there's no real core there left. You might go to Inola too while we're at it and see what east of Tulsa shows on the CCs, the debris ball. So looking at it from 2 different angles, basically opposite angles right here. And maybe go over to Oklahoma City here and look at that as well, north of Okemah, and maybe right in through here, a small area, but it looks like it may have weakened. That's sure what it looks like as it came in the general area right through Okemah. It may have lifted right in through there, and that'd be really, really good news. Some indication there of still some debris, but there's no core of debris like we had earlier. Let's hope that is the case. Aaron, just kind of give everybody an overview of what we have going on right now.
Yeah, we'll start out with a wide view here. We'll kind of pull the view back, and it's very important. It's 11:28 p.m. right now, and we want to let folks know about what's going on and why we're on the air. We have just a slew of tornado warnings here, and this one continuing into Osage County, so that's moving out of Pawnee. That's a tornado warning, moving toward Pawhuska in north central Oklahoma. Folks might be hearing some thunder and seeing some lightning in Deer Creek and Renfro and Medford. That is not severe. It's not going to become severe. It's behind the main line. General moderate rain from Stillwater down to Guthrie, Perkins, and Cushing, and over toward Edmond. The rain's actually kind of filling back in just a little bit, so could be a couple bolts of lightning and some thunder here or there, but again, the severe weather threat has ended. We had the strong, at least straight line winds, possible tornadic activity near Norman. Near Cole kind of wrapped up on itself and came through near the Riverwind Casino. Max Westheimer Airport meteorologist John Slater had some damage in that area. And then south into south central Oklahoma, Lindsay, Rush Springs, Marlow, Duncan. Earlier you heard sirens tonight in these areas. Things have lessened up substantially. Tatum's, Loco, and Velma seeing, again, heavy rain. There's going to be some flooding. That's also a concern. And the string of tornado warnings here from Marietta up to just off to the east of Ardmore, near Sulphur, Mill Creek, and just shy of Roth. Just a massive amount of tornado warnings. And then over toward Ada, you can see still seeing some of that activity over toward Ada and Fitzhugh and Roth, and still watching, what was a really serious situation and still is. Of course, tornado warning continues north of Okemah, but we did see that lessen up. I want to take this for a 1-hour loop here and just show you the velocity, because as this came through, it started near Holdenville. Here's a 1-hour loop just showing you how long this tornado was on the ground. Look at that. So I'll pull the view back, starting north of Allen, Holdenville, all the way near Cromwell, just off to the east. Okemah, it crossed I-40, and then still some circulation continuing on north of Okemah. Let's go ahead and take a look here. The last 15 minutes, still off to the about a couple miles off to the east and northeast of IXL, and just off to the west of Okfuskee. Still some rotation there, but as Mike was showing earlier, and we were looking at with multiple radars, correlation coefficient, or what tells us if there's debris, nothing really conclusive right now, not like it was earlier as it approached I-40 and Okemah. near Okima or possibly just to the west. It was too close to call, really. There was still some debris either coming down from the clouds or still being lofted up in some of these areas. So that has, at least the debris part of this does not look as concerning as it did for, goodness, 45, 50 minutes, close to an hour, as this was all the way from Holdenville on up northward, and a lot of rain just embedding this thing and kind of taking it over from Okima to Cromwell. And then farther south across the Sulphur area and Springer, still some tornado warnings do continue across these areas. We'll go ahead and look at velocity here, and you can see that there's still some small circulations here or there. I'm going to change the radar site for velocity, and definitely some at least broad circulation, small areas of embedded rotation inside the heavy rain. So that is going to continue to be an issue from Sulphur to Mill Creek to Springer, all the way down to Ardmore, and even down toward Love County near the Red River, near Marietta. Still tornado warnings continue tonight. These nighttime tornadoes, of course, very dangerous, and a lot of folks, of course, on edge. Multiple cities have had sirens going off as these tornado warnings come through. But again, for Seminole, no warning for you. For Shawnee, no warnings, just some thunder and lightning and some heavier rain that continues to come down over toward Edmond, Moore, and Norman. Still some crews assessing damage. I-35 was closed for a while near the Norman area. So we continue to see rain, just pure rain coming down in some of these locations, and places like Prague and Shawnee, just seeing some rain coming down as well. But a really big complex. I mean, you can see just how large this thing is here. The worst of it by far has moved off to the east and northeast of many central Oklahoma, extreme Oklahoma City metro. No more severe weather threat. South central Oklahoma, of course, the threat continues down there in southern parts of the state. Sulphur and Ardmore, the threat continues, and over toward Ada. And then again, Holdenville. Looks like we have definitely still some very heavy rain, borderline severe thunderstorms, but as far as the tornado potential, that has really gone down. As you can see on the velocity here, we'll just kind of zero this in on the Twin Lakes radar, so Oklahoma City. Still some straight line winds and some wind kind of gusting into Holdenville, and we watched this debris signature go basically right over Holdenville, at least central or western Holdenville. Now another punch of wind kind of coming in behind that. We woke up some winds coming in. There is no warning right now in effect for Holdenville, Wetumpka, or Cromwell. Okima, the warning, the tornado warning, has now been drifted farther off toward the north. So there you go. You can still see some circulation. This has cleared. So Okfuskee, it is relatively close, a little bit off to the west and southwest, clearing Oriental and Morse. This again is moving about due north. So we'll go ahead and, again, this is still an active tornado warning. We'll put a time track on this here for you. So we're going to take it about due north. It should go off to the east of Bristow. So here's some time of arrival for you. Edna, 11:44. If you're listening to us, watching us right now, it is 11:35 in the evening. Slick, 11:50, and then Mounds after midnight, but not too much. Glenpool, 12:13 on our Sunday morning. That would be after midnight right there. And we continue to watch this, if it continues moving toward east of Bristow, but towards Sapulpa, Tulsa, possibly the Broken Arrow area. Other tornado warnings north of the Tulsa area. That'll continue in this line, the whole thing gradually moving off toward the east. It's moving more north than east, that's for sure, but you can see it kind of wrapping up. And at least, the leading edge of this, moving toward Wetumpka and Holdenville, this is not severe though, so that is good. We're talking about Hughes County right now. There is no warning in Hughes County. You go just off to the south and west near Ada, still tornado warning continues near Bing. Not seeing really high velocity, there's still some embedded rotation near the Ada area. However, it is not completely clearly defined. You are still under a tornado warning there that does not technically extend into Hughes County, but we're watching that very carefully. And then you go up near Cromwell, some straight line winds, and then north of I-40. So to orient yourself here, Oklahoma City, the left-hand side of your screen, Edmond, there is no concerning rotation in and around the metro. There is no concerning hail in and around the metro, just some rain, but we're still watching that circulation now. That is near IXL off to the east and continuing basically due north. It is near Okfuskee, very close to Okfuskee, that rotation, Haydenville, Okfuskee. We're going to go over and check out the correlation coefficient again. This tells us if there's debris, and a little bit of some yellows and oranges there. That could be still some lofted debris from earlier. We're going to switch radar sites here. Not really showing too much from the Inola radar, which is off to the east of Tulsa. Not like what we had earlier near Holdenville, not like that, and not like what we had as this was crossing I-40 near Okemah. So I can back this up and show you what that would have looked like. So this is not current. We're going to back this up here a little bit here. Go back to the Twin Lakes radar, and this is earlier, but this is right as it was getting ready to cross I-40. You can see right there, the middle part of your screen, I'll circle it. That was the debris. It's a very sharp contrast ball of debris. This was earlier. This was at 11:15, not too long ago, about 20 minutes ago. It crossed I-40, looked like it weakened somewhat, but before it did, you can see just how compact that was, that little ball right there. This is 11:05. This is stepping back in time, and you can see as it crossed I-40, it looks like at least the debris signature portion of it did weaken as it crossed. So that is certainly good. That's what we want to see, but still, right now, a tornado warning does continue right now. We'll go ahead and put the details on that for you. The hail size, that's going to be still a concern. We'll go ahead and animate this for you. All these circulations are moving basically due north, and that continues off to the west of Okmulgee. Go ahead and look at rotation here, velocities again. So we turn on velocity, and still there at the very least. We're talking about straight line wind at the very least near Okfuskee. And that continues to move basically off to the north near Edna and Dentonville, and then eventually towards Slick. And right now, the way it looks, it should go off to the east of Bristow as this gets ready to cross I-44. And we'll do a little measurement on here. It's still about 15 miles off to the south of crossing I-44 near Bristow. Again, it should go off to the east of Bristow, but we're going to watch it. A lot of times these things will kind of wobble back and forth as they kind of go. We'll go ahead and put we'll look at the warnings here again down south. A little bit of a circulation near Ada, so watching that near Ada. A little bit of a movement off to the east and northeast near Ada. So folks around there, if you know folks, they're under a tornado warning that continues. And also near Sulphur and Mill Creek and Hickory, small rotations that continue across part of the area there in south central Oklahoma. This is cleared I-35. All these warnings are off to the east of I-35. So that is good for folks late night travel and trucks traveling up and down I-35, but still a slew of tornado warnings right there. And again, we just kind of want to emphasize to folks that the threat across the Oklahoma City immediate metro has ended. It is just light rain right now that is continuing. Guthrie, Edmond, even over towards Shawnee, the threat has ended. Over toward Chandler and Luther, the threat has ended. And there's still going to be some thunder and lightning in here from time to time. You're going to notice that and hear that. And especially as you go down toward Duncan and Comanche and even Wynnewood and Elmore City, the circulations are still off to your east, but you're going to hear some thunder and have some gusty winds, 30, 40 miles per hour around some of these areas, Healdton as well. But it's the leading edge of this line, as it's been pretty much the entire duration of this event. The leading edge of this line is where all these circulations are setting up and continuing to spin up as this continues to go farther off to the north. We'll look at Holdenville again. Holdenville, the circulation was very close or in Holdenville. Kind of some winds blasting out. I'll put a little marker on here so you can see the winds kind of moving away or through Holdenville. Could be some winds, 50, 55 miles per hour. There is no severe thunderstorm warning here, and that is good. We're happy about that. This is Hughes County right now. Wewoka, still some winds. Seminole, Cromwell, still some winds kind of high up in the clouds that could be kind of trying to translate their way back down to the ground level. However, again, things are looking better right now. The tornado warning does continue north of Okemah and near Okfuskee. So there it is, the circulation just off to the west, very close to Okfuskee right now.
So, Aaron, we're going to go to my award here pretty soon down in Norman. Before we do that, and also Dylan and Adria over there at the news desk, before we do that, let's go on down this line and head on down to around Lake Murray and Dixon. So if you have any friends or loved ones down here around Lake Murray and the Dixon area, so this is going to be down here coming out of Love County, down into, so right down here to the east and southeast of Ardmore. So that's a tornado there, and it's a significant tornado. Go ahead and check the CCs on that. So now north of Dixon, lifting northward, this is going to be far eastern Carter County. Yeah, still a big debris ball ongoing. So this is a dangerous tornado here. So near Gene Autry and to the east of Gene Autry, eastern Carter County, life-threatening situation here as well. That's a big debris ball. It's a big core debris. It's also a wide core of debris. That is a big tornado right there. So it just went north of Dixon. So it's basically just very near and just east of Lake Murray is where that is right now. So eastern Carter County. And over here, this is going to be the Kingston area over here and Tishomingo and not too far from the northern side of Lake Texoma here. So this is eastern Carter County, big, punchy debris ball. That's a big tornado, life-threatening. It's so big, it's going to try to back into Gene Autry. So Gene Autry needs to be in their safe spot right now. These could easily be EF2 plus, EF2 plus. Big, one of the bigger debris balls we've seen and also one of the stronger debris balls we've seen. That is a big tornado lifting due northward, Gene Autry area, and over here just on the east side of Gene Autry, the debris ball is large. And there's the velocity signature there on the east side of Gene Autry, but the debris ball is quite big, so it looks like it could be a large tornado or maybe debris that's kind of fanning out. But that's a big debris ball that's like a mile wide, a big debris ball, close to a mile wide there, the way it looks. So you're talking about, there's Ardmore right there. Here's Lake Murray over here. There's Dixon, so north of Dixon, Carter County here, lifting to the north. A dangerous situation over here in Carter County, lifting up toward southeastern Murray County. So you folks in southeast Murray County, seek shelter. Great big debris ball. That's well over a mile wide, that debris ball. One of the biggest ones we've seen all evening. And it's also a really punchy core debris ball, so that's probably a big tornado on the ground. Life-threatening here, lifting north, near and on the east side of Gene Autry. From there, Darty to the east of Honey Creek Pass and eventually east of the Arbuckles. So this is going to be south central Oklahoma, Carter County down here. That is a life-threatening situation down in eastern Carter County, lifting up into southeastern Murray County. Let's go down to Norman here. We're going to go to Amaya Ward here with an update on some of the damage down in the Norman area. She's been there all evening. Amaya?
Oh, my back. That's right, guys. I'm here at Charity Free Will Baptist Church over here in Midwest City, right off 29th and Westminster, where there is quite a bit of damage. I want you guys to take a look at this huge pile of bricks that are just laying on the floor. You can see the framing of the roof, William, if you go up. I'm going to step over here and you can actually see the breaker boxes hanging from the side of the church. I talked with the director of the children's services here at the church, and he says that you actually can't tell that there is this much damage from inside the church, which is a good thing. The director also told me that this church planned to have a revival this weekend. And so if we come over here, William, this trailer that you can see right here is actually filled with music equipment that they were going to use this weekend for their revival. It was actually placed in the parking lot over there and made its way all the way over here. So they have quite a bit of damage over here. I mean, let's go back over here to the bricks, William, and show them just piles and piles of bricks and debris. You can see metal and foaming that was in the roof. And so, I mean, this church has quite a bit of damage. The director tells me they still plan to have their revival tomorrow. He says that their faith is still going to be strong and they will prepare to clean up tomorrow morning. That's all for now. I'll toss it back to you guys.
Maya, thank you very much. Excellent report right there. Southeast 29th and Westminster on the Midwest City, Oklahoma City line. That was earlier this evening when all those high winds came through and that report of a brief tornado around Tinker Air Force Base. That's the area that we're talking about right there. That was Amaya Ward live. So the main line here is from basically the east side of Ardmore over to Pontotoc County, and then from Pontotoc County up into Hughes County, from Hughes County up into western Okmulgee County. It's pushing to the east very slowly. A lot of flooding, rainfall in through here, and north of Dixon. There is still a large tornado on the ground with a big debris ball eastern Carter County, heading up into southern and southeastern Murray County. Big tornado here north of Dixon. Indications are of a large and possibly violent tornado, similar to the one around Holdenville earlier. Just on the east side of Gene Autry, lifting to the north. So the Mill Creek area, west of Mill Creek, and east of Darty there, southeastern Murray County, lifting to the north. That is a dangerous, life-threatening situation there. Let's go over to the news desk with more updates on all this severe weather, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Mike. We've been following the devastation that we've seen just all across, basically the scar of these storms as they've torn north, northeast. Two big places for sure, the Sulphur and Ardmore. Hit hard during this, hard.
I've seen multiple tornadoes. We know the high school in Ardmore was hit as well. There was several videos that have surfaced from Sulphur that show just complete devastation. We do know of some injuries and power outages there as well.
Damage, destruction. Emergency management sent out a notice around 11 p.m. just for now of what they know. Power lines are down. OHP talked about several injuries. Houses destroyed. This was a serious, not just night, day. This was all day long from the morning 10 a.m. Storm trackers were out there. So a lot to get to when it comes to this.
Yeah, and let's take a look at some of the power outages that we are seeing here. And this is just from OG&E. We've had power outages from across the state. Right now, almost 16,000 customers without power tonight. So if you know someone that is without power and they want to get updates on these storms, they can follow us at kfor.com/live. We are live right now. We also have some damage that we want to show you out of Norman from the storms that passed through earlier tonight. There's a lot of damage happening on the north campus at OU, as well as some stores and gas stations in Norman that were hit and have some damage as well.
Yeah, right here. And we had John Slater was out near the airport earlier showing kind of the debris thrown about. This is, again, the Norman Airport out there. This was earlier tonight, just around 7 or 8 o'clock. We've got branches into buildings. I had pictures coming out of there, videos of debris just about everywhere.
And some of those buildings sheared off with some of the metal tin roof and siding coming off. This is a gas station not far from there where they had uprooted trees. You can see some of the roof and the pieces of that gas stations that are now littered in the ground or in the grass there. We do know that people have been out picking up this debris. We had crews that were on both scenes.
Firefighters.
They said that they did have people out there who were picking up and cleaning up from the storms at those two locations.
Yeah, and again, this is just Norman's a little bit of it. This is the church, actually. This is where Amaya was at, Southeast 29th Westminster, Oklahoma City, and Midwest City kind of area. Just that side, look at that, ripped off the side of that church. And she said the instruments were being held in a trailer that was carried all the way across the parking lot, more near the church. So this is serious damage here, but compared to what we've heard and what officials have said have happened south of here, looking at Ardmore, Sulphur, all those areas, Holdenville got hurt really hard as well. We know there's so much more out there that we've got to get to. This is nighttime, so you can't really see it. But I'm sure some serious help is going to be on the way.
And we also have some crews who are at homes in Norman that also got hit. We're hearing of some damage at homes in Norman area and several other locations across the state that were hit by tonight's storms. We've got crews there as well. Let's go back over to Mike to get one last update on what's going on with our forecast.
Guys, thank you. Nice job there. A lot of information to pass along tonight. Of course, a fair amount of storm damage out there, all those customers without power. So here's the overview. So some moderate rain in Oklahoma City. Our severe weather threat is totally over. And from Pauls Valley to basically west of Ada to about Seminole and to Okemah, everybody west of that line and including that line, the severe weather is basically over. This is all a big flooding event down here. There's been some half a foot rainfall plus totals down here, a half a foot. So a lot of water in the roadways, a lot of stream flow and river flows really picking up. As far as the tornadoes are concerned, we have ongoing tornadoes in eastern Carter County and heading into western Johnston County. There's your rainfall. So to Stevens County there, some areas about a half a foot of rainfall. So really tremendous amounts of rain. Let's go ahead and go down here and start with the leading edge on this line. This is where the warm air is still feeding in and still the spin to the atmosphere is feeding in right through here. So there's a hook down here coming out of Love County And this is going to be northeast of Marietta and southwest of Dixon. There's the mesocyclone right there. And that's lifting to the northeast. So we had a tornado basically pass very close to Dixon about 15 minutes ago. That's now east of Gene Autry. You see it right there, the red and the green. And the debris signature, fortunately, is going away. That's good. It was a great, big, heavy debris signature there on the west side of Dixon, or hopefully not, but over Dixon. So Dixon area had a tornado, and it was likely a large, damaging tornado. That debris ball is going away and weakening. It's all fluttering back down now to earth. So that has weakened for the time being. That's going to be in far southeastern Murray County. This is Mill Creek. This is Johnston County here. And severe weather continues in Johnston County. Let's go on up into Pontotoc County here. So Pontotoc County, Ada, you're fine. You're on the backside of that now. So the severe weather threat is over for Ada. A lot of heavy rain, though. Show you that heavy rain in Pontotoc County coming on through, torrential rain, and flooding is going to be a concern on this line as it comes through as well. And Pontotoc County up into parts of Hughes County and eastern Seminole County. Holdenville, very, very heavy rain. Of course, there is widespread damage confirmed on the west side of Holdenville, 1 to 2 miles west of Holdenville, with that large, powerful tornado earlier that tracked due northward. That hopefully lifted as it came into Okemah the way it looked. The big debris ball there certainly became a lot less organized earlier as it came into Okemah, so hopefully it lifted there. And that circulation now is up in western Okmulgee County. So this is all pushing into eastern Oklahoma, where the tornado watch continues along and ahead of this line. So Okmulgee County, McIntosh County, over into Pittsburgh County, and eastern Hughes County on down into Johnston County and southeastern Murray County, and points eastward from there, even up into Muskogee County and everybody here off to the east around Shakota, McIntosh County, Lake Eufaula area. Tornado watches continue overnight. But to the west of that line, there's no additional severe weather here, and that's good. Oklahoma City has light to moderate rain, and our severe weather threat all around the metro is now totally 100% over. The line is now well off to our east, and the rain itself will end here in the next hour or so. So that is our severe weather coverage here for the evening. If you know folks over in eastern Oklahoma, keep in mind their tornado watch does continue. So we're all around McAllister and all around Lake Eufaula and Shakota and all around Muskogee and all the way up through Wagner and Claremore and Tahlequah and Salisaw, all under a tornado watch here in eastern Oklahoma, and still some flooding continues. Pontotoc, Seminole County, back down through Carter and Murray County, back down into Jefferson County as well. So flooding a real threat right there. This is all pushing out of the metro now. The rain is even ending on the western sides of Oklahoma City as this storm system moves out. That wraps up our coverage for the night. We'll have a complete look at all this damage first thing in the morning on News 4 coming up on your Sunday. Stay with News 4. We'll keep you forewarned. We're glad you're with us.